Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a while since my last video, about 4 months to be exact. And that's because I just wanted to have the application out there before I make any more videos. So I've been doing a couple of things. One is that it's on the Windows Store. So if you go to the Windows Store, the Microsoft Windows Store, and you type in DDR Stock View, it's the app. The latest version is on the store, so it's installed, and you just have to hit launch once you install the product, and it's available for free. So what have we been up to? As you can see, there's a new API that I've connected to. It's the IG Markets API. Um, just because I trade through IG Markets, and I've connected to their API via they have a REST API as well as a streaming API. Now, as you can notice, the moment you log in, there'll be a couple of messages here. There are two login messages saying of just getting ready to call the REST APIs, and I have a connection to their streaming service. You can see that the moment I do log in, get a bunch of watch lists. These are the ones that I've already set up on IG. And so the creation of watch lists will be disabled as it would be enabled on, for example, the Alpha Vantage API. Here it's already set up via IG's web interface, so I'm not going to I'm not going to connect to their APIs to create watch lists, just reading them in. And you will notice that IG supports actually two types of accounts. One is the standard stock trading account where you can trade your company stocks or your equities, and the other is a CFD. So if you do have a watch list created for your company stocks, for example, these stocks, you won't get any streaming updates. This will be the last, I think it's a previous close, just because there are royalties and licensing around that data. But if you have a CFD account and you have access to currencies or any of the other CFD products, commodities, for example, you will get the streaming data. What you will realize is that you can't request for quotes as you could in the Alpha Vantage and IEX API. That's just because I have streaming enabled, and as such, you don't need to request for a quote. Each time one is available, it will be pushed on by the server onto the application and then broadcasted throughout the application. So that's not necessary. So the icon, a grayed out clock icon will indicate that it's basically you can't request and it's streaming live. If you do go into the company stocks, you can see that it's been kind of has a bluish hue to it, which means it's kind of disabled, and you have a tooltip saying that streaming prices are not available for these. That's pretty much it. The watch list, etc., standard stuff. Um, yeah, so I've got, let's get the popular markets in and show that they should be streaming and updating. Yeah, that's a go. So apart from that, what we do have is, so we have connected to IG's streaming APIs, watch lists, quotes. The portfolio has not been integrated as yet. That's something that I plan to do. But what I wanted to focus mainly for this video is the analytics view that we have. And within the analytics, it's from my previous videos, you notice that it's very similar to the graphs view. And it is. It's a combination of the graphs control, which is pretty much this layer here, and this component here where the graphing will be drawn. I'll show that in a bit. But this bit is new, and this bit is new for this particular view. And basically what it is it allows you to, just like a normal graph, query for your particular interval and putting in a stock. You can request for that data, but also whatever is requested will be saved. And basically you can save it, and then those files will be listed down here. And by selecting on one of them, for example, the spot gold daily data, and it's for the bid, you load that up, and basically similar to the normal graphing capabilities, I can zoom in an area. It's better. Let's change this to a candlestick. And you have your charting types here. You have your indicators. That's all the same functionality. When you select the file, it gives you some information. The file name, the period of what the data is for, the interval, and as well as how many records have been loaded. So you have about 4,300 candlestick data points that's loaded here. I've zoomed into a section, and below here is where you'll have your analytics once you hit the analyze button here. So you have a bunch of candlestick patterns and indicators. For example, the MACD is there, hammer, inverse hammer, etc. And they've all been selected on by default. And when you hit the analyze button, what that will do is go through all your patterns that's in here, all that's selected, and it will basically tell you that, okay, it's analyzed 11 candlestick patterns and 12 indicators within 123 milliseconds and 30 milliseconds, and it's generated 573 candlestick patterns, and it hasn't given you a total here, but it would have generated, because I can see an RSI down here. It's probably something I need to add in the next version. Okay, so once you've hit that, it's given all the analysis that it's detected, and basically it's telling you you've zoomed in between the 2,788th candle and the 3,535th candle. So do you want to see the analysis between that period? Yes, I do. And let's get the MACD. So it's MACD is in. Okay, and also let's filter out everything except the MACD. And let's go. So as you go down, you can see there's a line across, a vertical line that'll run through, indicating where the MACD is detecting a buy or sell signal. And likewise, you'd have it for the RSI or any of the other candlestick patterns. So as we include more, so I think it's just the MACD, RSI, and for Bollinger Bands as well, that I've got the analysis being triggered in here. And I'll be adding all the other indicators as well. So let's get the Bollinger Bands out. Yep, so whenever the candles go outside the lower band or the upper band, it will generate a signal. And these are, and one thing I do need to clarify is that the indicators are drawn up from here, and all the indicator settings can be accessed. So you can change all these settings, which will change the way the indicator is drawn on your chart. But you also can change, say for example, you have the MACD with these settings. By default, the MACD on your analytics will be the same settings, but if you do change them, they are not in sync. Just keep that in mind. apart from that, yeah, there's nothing else really. If you know your MACD then or your indicator, then the basic buy and sell signals will be generated based off that, and you can see that in action over here. Yeah, pretty accurate. So the idea is basically to be able to not just generate signals off of individual patterns, it's to be able to combine it, which will be in an upcoming version. So you can say, hey, if the MACD is telling you to buy, and the RSI is telling you to buy, and then there is a, that's with the signal here, but it's also telling you the trend, whether it's an uptrend or a downtrend. For example, the MACD will give you a trend over here. You can see that there's an uptrend over here, a downtrend over here, just with the bars, giving you that visual indication down here. And then you can basically generate a trend signal through that. And every single one of the indicators will give you some indication of, whether you should be buying, selling, or whether the trend is up or down. And the goal is to kind of combine these indicators depending on the selection over here, so that you can generate your own signal. And the stronger it is, depending on various indicators, you can allocate a strength, and that will help you basically in your trading strategies. So that's all I really wanted to cover for this particular video, in order to connect, similar to the other APIs. You'd have an IG market. Of course, you'd see that with Alpha Vantage, the template would give you less, because all you really need is an API key. And you have things like polling, but for IG, you do have polling. You should disable it actually, but you have an additional password and a username that you need to enter, including an environment. So it's say like demo or live. And also, you can export this data to both CSV and JSON formats. And if you wanted to import external data, you can actually have a CSV file with this particular format, the open, high, low, close. Let's get that out again. And then once you have it in the particular folder, so your root folder will be here, but find the folder that has your all these files, put the CSV file in there, and then it'll appear here. All you have to do is select it. Let's get rid of these, and it'll basically redraw the chart. And that's basically it, guys. Don't have anything else to cover apart from that for now. Please feel free to leave a comment either in the YouTube channel or in on the website. Just launched. I'll leave a link for the web address. It's ddrapplications.com. And yeah, I plan to do a few more videos on how to use the application. But yeah, feel free to leave any queries or enhancement requests. One enhancement request I did get was be able to draw Fibonacci retracements or extensions. That's been added in. And you got your basic tooling. The framework is in place so that I can actually add many more indicators as well as tools. But I thought this might be the most basic set. I haven't added more indicators from the last video. So if you do think there are other more pressing indicators that or more frequently used ones, they should be added in. Please go ahead and leave me a comment. And thanks for watching.